This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I am live for the afternoon chat, people. It is the noon chat, or is it an afternoon chat? Noon chat. Noon chat. We have from Counterpunch Boxing News. I am live. Let's talk about boxing. I'll let you guys come in and load, Just got through eating breakfast myself. I'm still on the carnivore diet. It's getting harder dealing with my acid reflux. Nonetheless, let's talk about some boxing, all right? What's up? What's new? Counterpunch to everybody and crew. Bars. Looks like it's gonna rain, right? Look at that. Look at that. Mama Lou. They up, Kurt. Counterpunch to you. We got Wilder, he's back. We got Talk Sports, Talking Jive. We'll talk about those cats in a while. Talk Sports is a pretty decent channel. But sometimes, they say some crazy stuff over there, man. Spencer Oliver, that's my guy and everything. But this dude, he thinks Don Charles, my knee's great. My knee is great right now. Today, it's good. It is good. It feels great. And feeling good, man. Did a good cardio exercise this morning, before I did any eating or anything like that. So I feel good. Waku, Matu, good job, bro. Appreciate you. Kwatu, Kwaku. That's it, right? Is it that? Kwaku. I hope I pronounced that right. But listen. First of all, man, shout out to the Nigerian boxer just passed away. I mean, we got to talk about that. Okay, because that's the first thing that I heard when I woke up. And strange thing is, that's not the first time that's happened over there. Is it Kwaku? Is it? Or is it Kawaku? But listen, they have to really start doing their due diligence to make sure these fighters are okay before getting into the ring, because to me that looked like a blood clot or an aneurysm that he had while he was in the ring, and that may or may not been the reason, because it could have been a delayed reaction. Hell, it could have been, again, something just happened with him. If he would have had the right type of, if he had the right type of examination, they would have found it. I think they would have found it. You tried wellness patches, true, for the knees. Yeah, I got some KT tape, so I use it here every so often. I could put it on a couple days. It's fine now, I mean, it normally doesn't bother me, because later, maybe around 1 o'clock, here in a little bit, really, I'm going to the gym, and I get B12 shots. I'm going to try a magnesium shot as well, so we'll see how that goes. Good evening, bro. Heard Wilder is dreaming to be champion again. Don't know if he is high on something. Love from Nigeria. Well, it canna. In the heavyweight division, all it takes is one punch based on someone that believed he needs to only punch you once to get the job done. So I don't think that's too far. I just think from getting beat by Parker, from getting knocked out by Zane, and now he's back. Hey, if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to believe in anything else. Man, I seen your channel on my feed for years, and up pops Kurt DeVille. Dolemite, I don't know what's going on, man. That's a YouTube thing. Algorithms thing, YouTube thing. So I'm glad you're here, though, nonetheless. I'm glad you're here, nonetheless. But no, Wilder, if he believes he can do it, he has to keep winning. He has to show us that he's about that, I think Wilder is a victim of his own beliefs. Because see, with Mark Breland, he got rid of Mark because Mark supposed to disobeyed his orders. Let him fight, let him continue to fight. Good to see you too, Dolomite. And I think that, in all fairness, if he got rid of Malik Scott, then he would be better than no other fighter that just got rid of every trainer they lost by. Well, he's gave Malik Scott a few chances. So, I mean, at that point, but I can't blame Malik Scott. Everybody wants to blame everyone else except the fighter. Why Deontay Wilder got caught? He was fighting a southpaw. Southpaw, Zhang, his stance is like this, okay? So what happened, this is Zhang's 1, this is Zhang's 2. Malik Scott has already went on record stating that, look, we told you in this stance, watch out for the 2, okay? The 2 would be landing here, so keep your guard up. So when you throw that right hand, make sure your guard is up. He had it down here. And when he threw his right, that right hand caught him right here. And it spit his ass around, and he got hit with it harder the next time, and he went down. That was in round 5. That is no jive. That's what happened. You can't blame Malik Scott for that. Malik Scott told him, we practiced that many times. The jab, right hand, okay? And when your right hand lands, you're protecting the 2. The 2 is Zhang's 1, 2, okay? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Southpaw, okay? Now, when he threw that 1 and he threw that 2, because that's Zhang's combination. That's how he caught Joe Joyce. The only difference was Joe Joyce, he caught him, he jabbed down to the body, or threw a straight left to the body, and then came up with a right hook, and then knocked Joyce out. Okay, that's what happened. Okay, so you can't blame Malik Scott for that. And Malik Scott, we've practiced it so many times, so many times we practiced the same shit, and Wilder still threw it, and all this was exposed. That's why he got caught. That's it. I don't see a massive difference between AJ and Wilder at this point. I don't see why this wouldn't be the right time. I don't think AJ is miles ahead of Wilder. No real noticeable wins in years for AJ. No, I agree with you. And, it just makes boxing, it humbles us all in boxing. Regardless of what side you are on, regardless if you was an AJ fan, regardless if you was a Fury fan, regardless if you was a Deontay Wilder fan. I mean, we all had our picks and chooses, and actually it was Anthony Joshua that made the comment, like, look, if you either going to be on our side or theirs, but if you stay on theirs, stay over there. That's what he said, not me. Bro, do you need a video editor? I've always needed a video editor. Wilder's problem is he doesn't listen. That's correct. Julian Falcon in the building. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. I heard the Nigerian guy that died was having health challenges for quite some time, but because of money problems, he continued fighting. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. Because there's no way you're going to collapse like that in a fight where it was a pretty even fight. It wasn't that he was getting hit like constantly, no. Something else was going on with him. And now if they would have had the proper examination for him, they would have seen, bro, something's not right about you. Fight at your own risk. But honestly, he shouldn't have been able to fight. But then here's the thing. If he needed money, and that was going to inevitably happen anyway, it was inevitable. Would he rather went out like that, getting a check, or on the couch without getting a fight? See, that just could have happened just due to him needing the money, and he took the fight. He had health problems, but if those health problems were going to cause his life to get cut short at that time, It wouldn't have mattered anyway. Lil Filth, you got it, brother. Sounds like the average boxer, honestly. Health challenges, but needed the cash. Yeah. But yeah, my heart goes out to that boxer, man. Because, I mean, things should have been done. Things should have been done, for real, for real. Yeah. Bryce Productions, hello. Kurt, are you in the country? Lee Foster. Yeah, I'm in the country. Yeah, what's up? I am right now, anyway. Because, you know, I'm out. I am out. Don't play those games, sir. Yeah, don't play, man. If there's an opportunity to leave the country, I'm leaving it. No, depends on where it's at, though. I'm not just, gung ho to go everywhere. I'm not one of those dudes. Specific places, like DR's a second home. Barbados is cool. I'm going to St. Martin pretty soon, so that should be cool. Quan, big guns. Counterpunch to you. Kurt, are you in the country? Let's see. Tommy Hearns versus Roy Jones Jr. What happens? Roy Jones knocks Tommy Hearns out. That's what happens. Roy Jones Jr. knocks Tommy Hearns out. Listen, I have respect for a lot of boxers, but let me tell you something. There was that era of those three kings. There were no kings for Roy Jones. You know why there were no kings for Roy Jones Jr.? Because Roy Jones beat them all. He beat the Virgil Hills. He beat the James Tonys. He beat the Vinny Pazienzas. He beat all of those dudes. Those dudes did not have a reign in Roy Jones Jr.'s era because Roy Jones Jr. was taking them dudes out. There was just Roy Jones. He was the baddest man on the hill because he had all the skill. That's all it was. The birds sound nice in the background. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's very, very pleasant here. I love it here. Very beautiful day. Do you think these big Riyadh season events we've become accustomed to will slow down now that this partnership? Richard Smith, that's a good question, a very good question. And I was thinking that myself, because what's going to happen with boxing? It seems to me like things are just slowing down. It seems to me that things are not what they used to be at all. At all. Any news on the Nigerian brother who passed? He just collapsed, so not sure why he passed. Supposedly he had health problems before he got in the ring. A Nigerian doctor cleared him, which probably shouldn't. And see, that's going to fall back on them. That's it. That's it, people. What's up with Triple D? Usyk, JP, and Arget. Who is fighting who? I'm tired of waiting. Akina, nobody's fighting those guys. I mean, the way boxing is now, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Richard Smith, this is for you, okay? Turki Al-Sheikh gave us a taste. No, he gave us a mouthful. He gave us a mouthful of delicious, exciting, intriguing, entertaining fights. Now he's cutting our ass off. That's all that's going to happen. He's cutting us off because he wanted a good enough resume for people to believe in his overall boxing league. See, that was happening anyway. That was probably all in the plan. And see, with all these other guys, they're getting cut off. Hearn, Frank, see, the only good thing that happened between Turkey, Hearn, and Frank was that he got them all to work together. Because Frank was already working with Bob. And then Bob kind of pissed everybody off in the UK. Remember when he brought Josh Taylor over and Jack Catterall decisioned him and he talked all that crazy stuff. Yes, it's the worst, you British fans, you British judges, and all that shit, right? So he didn't help that any. However, Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren are now working together. So I think between the both of those guys, let's see how good they still work together without the money. But I think it's going to work, and I think they're going to need each other if they're going to survive in boxing. Why? Because for all the boxers, all those PBC guys that have lost faith in Al Heyman, they're coming to Boxing League. Yeah, they're coming over. They're going to drop. They're going to relinquish. They're going to resign all of their WBA, WBC, IBF, WBA. All of those alphabet belts are going away. So you have to relinquish those in order to come to the Boxing League. You already know how that's going to happen. So you're going to have the alphabet people. Then you're going to have the Boxing League people. That's it. That's what you're going to have. So Dana White and Turkey over here, then you're going to have the alphabet people still over there. And what's going to happen, the people over here are going to be looking over there to see what the hell is going on. How well are they getting paid? How well is the progression? Is it fair? How many fights do they get? Can they stay active? And then with Turkey and Dana, they're going to stay active. Okay, so I think the overall complaint will be the money. If those fight purses were higher, if they were either way, okay, starting off $250,000. So that means if you get to the top 10, you're making $250,000 a fight. But if you become at least a champion, should get $1 million. That's my only complaint. So the mandatory or top 5 should get $750,000. Okay? Then to become a champion, it should be $1 million. Then to reign for 5 years, you should get a $5 million bonus. That's how you do that. That's how you work a new structure. They did it wrong. They shot too low because it's Dana White, though. It's Dana. Because Dana don't want to pay nobody. So, yeah, Riyadh season is going to slow down because I think Riyadh season will dissolve. Why? Because there's no need for Riyadh season. Riyadh season was this special phenomenon, okay? There was this special event of events that happened from 2022, 23, 22 to now. So it lasted about 3 years. After this year, Riyadh season is going to be done, bro. I hope I'm wrong, but I just see Riyadh season dissolving into Boxing League because they don't want, why would you have Riyadh season then the Boxing League? You wouldn't have something that big going that hard and still staying strong while you're trying to implement and introduce another boxing league because it's in the same ballpark. Doesn't make sense. So, yeah, it's going to stop. Do you think these big Riyadh season events we've become yeah, got that. All right, what's up with, okay, we got that. They're not fighting each other. Julian Falcon, but those dudes were as good as those Kings in Leonard's and Hearn's era. Okay. Roy Jones Jr. would have beat Tommy Hearns. He would have beat Sugar Ray Leonard too. He would have probably had a good fight with Hagler, but I don't know. Hagler's kind of different. But I know Roy would have mopped Sugar Ray Leonard. Roy Jones Jr. would have mopped Tommy Hearns. He would have knocked those dudes' spark out. He would have stopped them both. I'm sorry, he would have stopped them both to me. People forget, because all we think about, because we're so fucking negative, all people really do, they forget very easily, this fast, on how badass a person was, where they were at their prime, what they were capable of when they were capable of doing it. And then we start looking at the losses. Oh, well, he got beat by these people. Don't you understand a person loses based on the amount of challenges that he has? Roy Jones Jr. was just a throwback fighter. Okay, he was one of those guys, the only exception of the 3 rounds from 12 to 15, that fought like a Sugar Ray Robinson, that fought like a Willie Pep. That, yeah, they have 9 losses, 10 losses, 11 losses. You know why? Because they fought fucking 80 times. That's what happens. Not people like Floyd that picks and chooses his fights and just so afraid of a loss that he won't challenge anybody or challenge his skills because he's afraid. That's the fact. Floyd was afraid. He was afraid. When he got older, he was afraid because he knew those guys, Larry Merchant, HBO, some execs from Showtime, or HBO and Showtime, they did not like Floyd. Floyd knew that. So Floyd was never going to put himself in a position for himself to lose. Regardless of all those badasses that were coming up, biting on his heels, he did not want to take those challenges. That's the truth about Floyd. Floyd was a badass when he was called and labeled Pretty Boy because he beat everybody in front of him. But he did it on his sheer skill, might, heart, will, and everything else. But at the end of the day, when he got older, that's why he left HBO. When he cussed out Larry Merchant and said, HBO needs to fire you. You ain't shit. You're not shit. When he did that, people, he went to Showtime. Okay? He went to Showtime, signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Showtime. So at that point, the pressure was on. He couldn't lose a fight. It's too much money on the line. He wasn't going to lose a fight to who? Thurman? Lara? Winky Wright? Come on, bro. He wasn't going to lose to those guys. Therefore, he don't fight those guys. How do you not lose to a guy? Don't fight him. Roy Jones wasn't that way. Roy Jones was like, shit, you want to fight? Come on, Tarver, we'll fight. After I just shredded 25 pounds. That's what he did. That's what fighters back in the day did. Floyd was that business guy. That's the truth. Now, skill-wise, was Floyd just as skillful as Roy? I think so. But Roy had a different mindset than Floyd. Okay? Floyd had people around him telling him, don't do that, Floyd. Nope. Don't fight Lara, Floyd. Stay away from Thurman, Floyd. Don't fuck with these type of fighters, Floyd. They'll make you look bad, and when you look bad, you look what? Average or regular. And Floyd didn't want that for his image. Even if he would have beat those guys, it wouldn't have been what you thought it was. Okay? It wouldn't have been like, hey, man, you were just spectacular. It would have been more like Errol Spence when he beat Sean Porter and the fight was back and forth. And then it made Sean Porter and Errol Spence comparable. Why? Because it was a hell of a fight. But what did it make Errol Spence look like? It made him look regular. It made him look beatable. It didn't make him look extraordinary like he was way up here and everybody else was down here. Okay? That's that. Richard S., counterpunch to you. I am panties. Counterpunch boxing. If Dana White don't want to pay nobody, I don't think that's going to do any good for them. Well, I mean, all he's doing, he's lowering the standards of boxing like he did UFC. That's all he's doing. That's all he's ever doing. Eunice Butterball, counterpunch to you. Bill Keaveney, Roy was one of the greatest. Absolutely. I'm not biting my tongue on that. He would have whooped those guys in that era. He would have destroyed Duran. No, he would have destroyed Duran. He would have stopped Leonard. He would have stopped Hearn, and he probably would have decisioned Hagler. Because I don't see Hagler quitting unless Hagler got cut. And that's not out the ordinary because Hagler does get cut badly at times. He's a heavy bleeder. Okay, he has some thin skin. You know what I'm saying? Tough as he is, as hard as he fights. You know what I mean? Yeah, but Roy was just better. He was just better. I'm sorry, he was just better than all those guys. Look, Roy beat dudes for decades. He beat them for decades. Hagler versus Roy, that'd be a good fight. Because what Hagler's going to do, Hagler's going to just fight Roy. Roy's going to use his athleticism, which I think gives him an edge over Hagler. But Hagler, the pressure that Hagler has will be a problem. But then maybe Roy will just use that shit against him. Roy was absolutely juicing heavy. He was fantastic, one of the greatest. But don't tell me he wasn't pissing very hot. I know he part. Look. Here's the thing about Roy. The same time Roy ended up pissing dirty, it was the same time his opponent ended up pissing dirty. That's facts, man. So, like the fight that people, oh, he was pissing hot. So was his opponent. What else you got? And understand that's a fight by fight basis. Skrilla 50, that's right. He never stopped swinging. He never stopped swinging, bro. He never stopped swinging. He say we all dirty. For the same thing though. Yeah, but that translates to more than just one fight. Ridiculous to think he did it just once, my friend. Well, yeah. I mean, you could say that, but I'm like this, man. Hey, damn how many times I did it. How many times you catch me? Fuck you. You know? Because I mean, at the end of the day, there are things on the list. What people need to understand, the banned substance list and the performance enhancing drugs list, the PED list. These lists were always adding, they were always adding to something. It was always something that they found that, hey, this gives this fighter an edge, or this is dangerous for this fighter, so let's put this on the list, where, this is like in 89, but 88 it wasn't on there, or 94, this drug was on there, versus, 92 it wasn't. So I'm saying this, people, about performance enhancing drugs and banned substance list or whatever, because it's all on the same thing. There are things that people don't know that fighters take to this day that gives them an edge, but just because it gives them an edge doesn't dictate them winning or losing, or knocking someone out or getting knocked out. It does not matter. It's people, you talk about drugs, and I know, it's not like swinging a baseball, and I understand that, dickheads, but what I'm saying is, it's like this. When you have a drug that you're taking and a fighter that's taking that drug, that drug is not the heart, the mind, the soul of the fighter. You still have to know how to fight. You can't take steroids and never go to the gym and ask yourself why I still got tits. You still got to work. You still got to put in the time and the effort. It's just something that helps you. That doesn't actually make you. Unless you're just a Chris Benoit roaring up, yeah! You know what I mean? No, it's not like that. They would have found people like that a long time ago. Hello, Jarrell Miller. Come on, because Jarrell Miller had a lot of banned substances in his system. And if they would have let that fight happen, Jarrell Miller would have probably killed Anthony, because see, Anthony and his team wouldn't tell us the truth about what was wrong with him. So we talk about the Nigerian guy that died today, didn't we not? And how he should have passed. Well, how about Anthony with his concussion, right? So how the hell was he able to pass a physical? Roy Jones should have retired when he beat John Ruiz. Jones is the true fighter. That's why he continue fighting. He didn't have anything else to do and he was bored. Because after he won the WBO, or was it the WB? Was it the WBO? After he won that belt, it was nothing for Roy to do. If Roy would have retired, Roy probably would have been voided. He probably would have been locked up. He'd have probably got tired of raising his chickens. He would have got tired. All those dirty fighters take respect off themselves. Yeah, it's a bad move to him. Fernando Vargas was juiced up, bro. Fernando Vargas was the best I ever seen him physically. The dude had a six-pack. Fernando Vargas has one of those flat, not small, because he's not small, but he's not muscular. You know what I mean? He's not a muscular dude. He never was. Now all of a sudden you see him with a six-pack. He's all cut up, and he fights Oscar De La Hoya. What happens? He gets knocked out. Did it help him? Yeah, but it didn't make him. That's what I'm telling you. He still got his ass whooped. Oscar De La Hoya knocked out Fernando Vargas the 11th round. He caught him in the 10th. He feinted. Bow! He threw that left hook. He dropped Fernando Vargas. Perfect left hook counter. Then the 11th round, Oscar stopped him. Fight's over. After the fight, they found out Fernando El Firos had so much shit in his system. Yeah, he tested positive. He was juicing. Okay. What does that mean? That means cheaters never win. No, it don't mean that. It means just because you take something doesn't mean that you're going to win a fight. Cut up like a cheap bag of dope. I know, right? That wind real loud. Yeah, it's windy here, man. It is windy here. Quite also, nobody ever talks about AJ's TRT program that he's allowed to partake in. WADA always playing catch up. WADA's full of shit. Steroids. Dubois juicing and win. Man, do you guys understand if Dubois gets caught juicing, that would be, it would probably be the end of his career. Nobody would really, because nobody really cares for Dubois like that anyway, because he doesn't have a personality that kind of catches you. And then you find out he does some fuckboy shit like that. Oh yeah, it's bad. It's just bad. It's real bad. Good day, Kurt. The Hurt. Hope all is well. Do you think Triple G versus Chisora is going to happen? You know what? I think that fight will happen because it's a fight that no one's asking for. Yeah. The problem is now that you don't like someone just say they juice. Yeah. I don't like that people are saying Daniel Dubois juices. Daniel Dubois has been the same, like physically. He's done the same shit. He punches the same way. He's no faster. He's really no better. The only thing we haven't seen him do lately is quit. Now, you can argue that the drugs are giving him the confidence not to quit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Kurt, when you gonna fight Jake Paul? Jake Paul don't want to fight me. Jake Paul does not want to fight me. And I'm not big enough for Jake Paul. I'm a stunt guy from Louisiana that has a YouTube channel. I'm not big enough for him. That's not going to work for him. He gets beat up by me. He's supposed to get whooped by I would love to spar Jake and televise that shit because that would give me more of a because him putting it on on a pay-per-view, me fighting him, nah. Jake Paul, the only way he would knock me out is he pays me to knock me out, and you got to pay me some money. Give me $10 million. I'll take a bag. I'll take a dive for $10 million. I ain't gonna lie. If he called me tomorrow and say, "Man, I need $10 million. I'll pay you $10 million to orchestrate a fight. Here's an NDA, and you're gonna blow the fight." I will promote that shit to the end. And at the end of the day, he will catch me probably with a body shot, and I'll probably go down like Ryan Garcia. Cause see, I don't know if I'll let him hit me in my face, and if it doesn't knock me out, I'm going to keep swinging, and then I'm going to fuck up my money. Because then it's going to be for real, and then I'm going to be really trying to hurt you, and I've already signed $10 million. Why would I fuck that up to fight Jake Paul? You know what I mean? Because, see, when I go in, I'm going to be ready to get him. And I believe I can beat him. Because, I don't think I have way more skill than Jake Paul. But if Jake Paul pays me $10 million to take a dive, right? And he'll be talking shit at me. Oh, look at all the chicks he has on the internet. He's just a whore that goes all around the world slamming whores. all he really is. I'm going to knock his ass out. That's why I'm going to pay him so he can continue doing that for the rest of his life. He's going to be talking shit. I know Jake Paul. Jake Paul does everything to press your buttons. That's what makes him such a self-promoting fighter. That's what makes people hate him, but then appreciate him. Okay, that's Jake Paul. Jake Paul will sell the hell out of something or whatever he's doing. He sold it. That's what he does. He'll go in there, oh, what's up with this dude? Yeah, man. Why don't you just settle down, dude? Look how many whores you got. You know? Jake, businessman, world class. Yo, yeah, he will talk shit. Don't worry, Kurt. I'm gonna give you an adjustment of a lifetime. I know you're a stunt man, so I'm gonna fucking knock you out. That's the biggest stunt you're gonna ever have. Now you can make your own movies in Thailand, punk. Talking, just you gonna be talking. The only people Jake Paul putting to sleep is the people watching his fights. Just being real. You know? But I promise you guys this. For everybody that follows me, and if he calls me to fight me, and I decide to take a dive, for about 2 of those rounds, I ain't gonna knock him out, but I'm gonna whoop his ass. I'm gonna tear him up to the point that all of a sudden it's gonna look like, I'm gonna tell you what it's gonna look like. You guys remember Kevin Lerena versus Daniel Dubois? That fight just looked totally different in round 1. Daniel, going down, all on one knee, and Kevin Lerena just bop. Then all of a sudden, round 3, he's not even swinging no more because his ass was balked. That's why. It would be like that. That's how that fight would look. Why Kurt ain't swinging? Because Kurt doing what Mike Tyson did. I'm just not Mike Tyson. I'm going to do it for less money. But he's still going to be promoted. He's still going to have his deal with Netflix, and we're still going to be millionaires. He's just going to have more money than me. But I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm not going to lie. Man, I would do that shit. Hell yeah. No, he would whoop me. Okay. Well, if he would whoop me, there's no need for him to pay me. So therefore, I don't think that it would be as easy as you think. Just say, no, bro, he would whoop you. Okay. Obviously, see what people just don't know me. That's fine. Jake Paul, Lerena suddenly didn't know how to box when he got knocked down 3 times. Yeah, it was stupid, Richard. It was stupid. It was very suspicious, and you know how that was. Nah, Kurt, you win first round KO. Nah, I'm not going to try to knock him out. That would suck. I hit Jake and hurt him. And hurt him's like, what the fuck, bro? You hit me, and dude, that dude hurt. And then what's going to happen? He's going to know you pulled back because when I hit him and acknowledged that I hurt him, I'm going to be like, shit, this dude's staggering now. You know what I mean? So, now I'm going to have to carry him like Floyd did Logan. You guys understand that. It's all, bro, these are not fights. These are exhibitions. You think I'm not going to get my bag of money for an exhibition? And then you'll have guys like Showbiz interviewing me? Counterpunch, dog. What'd you say, dog? How'd you feel when he hit you, dog? I would KO Jake Paul easy 100. He could never F with me. A lot of guys, regular guys off the street would whoop Jake Paul. The only difference is Jake Paul is being trained by people that know how to box. What does that mean? Well, if he eats right and understand these are exhibitions, so he doesn't have to follow any code of conduct. He doesn't have to worry about drugs or, you know what I mean? Because, see, here's the thing. Give you an example of how my day's going to go. I'm probably going to be here another 10, 20 minutes, right? When I leave here, I'm going to the Wellness Center. I will get me a B12 shot. I will get me a magnesium shot. I get the B12 shot every week. Now you guys understand if I'm a millionaire, bro, I'm getting all types of shit, IV and all types of shit. And all that's not legal, but Jake Paul's doing it. I'm not rich, but if I was in a situation like that, I would be taking him out to take a dive. It goes against my values. Well, here's the thing. Basically it's an exhibition, so it doesn't mean anything. I don't care what that Mike Tyson record says. No, he took $20 million. He didn't want to beat up Jake because Jake is the guy that was endorsed and promoted and has a huge deal with Netflix. Since he has a deal with Netflix, this is boxing. It's going to be that way. I'll take that 10 million. I'm not gonna lie, I'll take it because at that point, 10 million quid, bro. That's just life changing money, and there you go. But it's okay because he won't fight me anyway. Because if he doesn't pay me 10 million to take a dive, I'm taking his ass out. That's all that's gonna matter. But you won't know what happens. You know. Mike stole that money. Yeah, he stole it. And then all he did was bite on his gloves. I bit on my gloves for fucking $20 million. If you can't beat a worst boxer ever, Tommy Fury, you can't beat anyone. Yeah, whatever happened to that rematch with him? Kurt, who wins? Daniel Dubois versus a prime Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder. Yeah. Deontay beats Daniel Dubois. He beats this present Daniel Dubois. A 2018 Wilder would beat a Daniel Dubois. And I'm going to tell you why he beats Daniel Dubois. He beats Daniel Dubois because Daniel Dubois doesn't have head movement. Neither does Wilder. But what happens is Daniel will get hit by Wilder because Wilder's stance will be back here. Okay? He will be back here and he will jab it, and then as soon as Dubois calls himself coming in, Wilder's gonna nail his ass with the right hand, knocking this boy out. I'm telling you, Kurt, you'd make more money off of effing up than taking a dive. I believe you. Because see, what'll happen, I won't even get paid for knocking him out. Because what I'll probably end up getting sued. But then he got to fight me, so I end up fighting him for like $5 million. No, 20 million. I wouldn't want that much. Give me 10. Give me 10. Because all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna become a slumlord. I'm gonna do like Andy Ruiz. I'm gonna buy an apartment complex with about 6 rentals, and have them all paying me. Have them, I'll be a slumlord. I'd rather see Triple D versus Wilder in a spelling bee. If you put an end to the pause, the world would send you money. Maybe. Stick to Uber, bruh. I don't know. Don't do Uber, bruh. You've been talking shit lately. Let me get rid of you. You may get on my damn nerves. Let me remove this cunt. There you go. There you go. Later, punk. Yeah. How about this? There you go. But and if you beat Paul, you might get another fight against someone like KSI. KSI can actually fight. I think he has some skills. Kurt, do you think Triple D really takes a rematch with AJ? Yeah, he does it for the money. He does it for the money. Why wouldn't you fight AJ? I mean, that's a money ticket. I'd fight AJ. I'd fight AJ for $5 million. I'd more than like get knocked out, but if his chin is bad as Jake Paul says it is, I might have a shot. But I would not take a dive against AJ. I wouldn't. I would have to fight. I would, because that is just life-changing event stuff. You just getting knocked out by AJ? No. A problem bombs Wilder, destroyed Dubois. I mean, Wilder would hit Dubois and catch him, because we've seen Dubois get hit, and Dubois can get hit, and Wilder hit or used to hit harder than probably all of those guys, and I just don't see that. I think Wilder catches Dubois, knocks him out, and I think if Dubois is lucky, he can get his shots in. He can rock Wilder, maybe even drop Wilder, but eventually Daniel's going to run into something that he ain't saw, and that's going to knock out Dubois cold. Because Dubois, I've seen the Hrgovic fight. Why is Hrgovic so popular, or why was he so popular? Do you guys even remember? Can you guys tell me why Philip Hrgovic was so popular? I'm doing the fight prediction today, Eunice Butterball. So stay tuned for that. We all know Wilder KO'd Fury in the first fight. Jack Reese woke Fury up. That's bullshit. But any other ref would have called it. He didn't wake him up, bro. He got up. He didn't wake up. He got up. He just didn't stop counting. You can't really get mad at that. That's just, I guess if you blame anybody, you could blame the ref because of the technicality of normal protocol. Because if that was, damn, what's that guy's name? Referee Robert Byrd. If it was Robert Byrd, oh yeah, he would have been knocked out. And then we would have saw a totally different landscape. We would have had nobody but Joshua, nobody but Wilder. Wilder just knocked out Tyson Fury. Now it's time to pay Wilder more money because that's what Wilder's team wanted, more money, which they ended up offering him anyway. And if he wouldn't have took it, we probably wouldn't have still seen the fight. But it wouldn't have been no Tyson Fury, So at least we got another player to the game, but it didn't really matter because none of them fought AJ. All said and done, none of them still haven't fought AJ. So Hrgovic kicked Wilder's ass in sparring. Thank you, Ass Kip. That's why he's popular. So that guy that Wilder's ass in sparring gets beat by Danny Dubois, but was able to catch Danny Dubois. I mean, a recent Danny Dubois, the one last year. The Dubois right before the Dubois that whooped AJ's ass, right? Catches Dubois 20 times with a right hand. Same shit. Boop, 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 boop. And I'm sitting there like, whoa, wait a minute. You're gonna tell me a guy like that versus a prime Wilder, a guy that only has one hand and that's all he needs, the one-hand king. Imagine Wilder, bow, it's going to be over. He's going to catch Dubois, and then Wilder's going to decapitate him. No. What about a prime Ortiz versus Danny Dubois? Luis Ortiz. That would be a war. It would be a dangerous fight because Danny Dubois would still pressure Luis Ortiz, but remember, Luis Ortiz is a counterpuncher. So uppercuts, right hooks, that would be a good fight. I don't know. I can't call that one because, I don't want to be biased like that because I want to give Daniel enough credit. I just don't think he can he won't take punches like that from Wilder or prime Wilder. He wouldn't take punches. I don't think he could take punches like that. Damn if he quits or not. I just think he gets knocked out. I mean, he legitimately gets knocked out. And that's one thing no one has done. Dubois has quit every fight that he's lost. If you think about it. The two losses are quits. He didn't get knocked out, none of them. Oh, my eye. He goes down. Oh, a jab. He goes down. That's Dubois. I bet Askip is a 4FT8 insecure fanboy. Pulling big guns, I've just seen the sparring video. I got prime Ortiz. Ortiz is better southpaw than Ladena. People didn't want to fight him. Eddie fucked over Luis Ortiz. Eddie fucked over. He didn't fuck over Michael Hunter, really. He didn't really fuck him over. But To me, my opinion, I don't think he did. But I know he fucked over Luis Ortiz. He did. He didn't want Luis Ortiz to come up. I think that's probably why he signed Luis Ortiz, because he didn't want Luis Ortiz to become a problem for the star that he's trying to make, which is AJ. Which, it worked out. He made way more money, than that. Triple G catch VD in Brazil. Reason for pullout? I don't know. It's big and puffy. I don't understand. It's big and puffy. It stinks like hell. Shit happens in it, but it hurts. Over there jabbing them Brazilians. Fight! Fight! Fire! Fire! That's what that is. Fire! It burns. It stings, Daddy. I heard that there was some good, moody Brazilian cheeks getting clapped. Ruiz and Wilder definitely should have happened. Ruiz doesn't have the feet that Parker has and would have got stopped. I don't know. I think that fight was ridiculous. I don't even know. Like, it just shows you, though, that when you have two fighters with no overhead, no manager, no true management, that fights won't get made. They just won't. Kurt, who will win? Philip Hergovic or Frank Sanchez? I'm going to go for Frank. Frank, that's my guy. I'm going to go for Frank Sanchez. I wonder who are these Fury fanboys for now. I don't know. If I was a Fury fanboy, I would be for justice for Joseph Parker, justice for Joseph. That's what I would say. Anyway. Yeah, it's the reason for Triple D's pullout. Also the reason he went silent. It's puffy. Oh. I don't get why anyone can be a Fury fan. Man, Fury wasn't that bad, bro. Fury was a pretty good fighter, actually. You just can't claim to be the best fighting one guy. And now that one guy hasn't won since 2021. He hasn't won a fight in damn near 3 years. Joshua Parker has Samoan fans. That's all he needs. They are real fans. I heard that. Counterpunch to you, brother. Kurt, I always wanted to see Joseph Parker versus Luis Ortiz. Joseph Parker will beat Luis Ortiz now. That's over. He's too old. He's not a force in the heavyweight division. He's begging for fights. He's training every day. He's avoided because the older he gets, the less someone wants to fight him, because if they lose by him, they're going to be like Charles Martin. I'll walk this earth like a retard. All right? Prime Usyk, 55%, 45% Prime Wilder. Wilder, man, you got to be careful fighting a Prime Wilder, though. Hey, I got a chance to play Undisputed, so it was pretty good. It's not better than Fight Night, though. I'm not going to lie. It's not better than Fight Night. Fury and Wilder wasted so much time pretending and not actually taking the test. Usyk versus Wilder, prime for prime, and AJ versus Fury, prime for prime. I don't know. I think the prime Joshua was like 2018. You know what I mean? I think Joshua had peaked. Hergovic can't beat no one without headgear. His thin skin will fail him against anybody. In a real fight, Phillip has no chance versus Wilder. I don't think Wilder's known to cut you up, though. Wilder just knocks you out. So, I think that's that on that. Guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. I got a lot to do. I got to train. I got to get back in shape. You know, man on a mission. You guys be blessed. We'll have that prediction. Hergovic versus Joe Joyce coming at you at 12 o'clock midnight tonight or 6 a.m. UK time tomorrow. You guys be good, be blessed, and everyone has been counterpunched. Peace!